downtown where you can get a date for 50, 60, 70, even 80% off the original social marketplace price. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Spinsterella. Discover the dark side of love in this goth and lovely romance with Spinsterella. Get Spinsterella in paperback and e-readers at your favorite online bookseller today. Better get the coleslaw, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue. In a previous video, I talked about why I wouldn't date a woman who openly says she's dating other men. And in that previous video, I gave my main reason for why I wouldn't want to date a woman who openly says she's dating other men, because I did not want to be dealing with the men that she's involved with. Because when it came down to those men would be participating in competitive jealousy and would be looking to go out here and start some shit with me. And that was my main reason for looking to leave any woman who's openly saying she's dating other men completely alone. Now, there are other reasons why I wouldn't date a woman who's openly saying she's dating other men, because if you're out here dating this woman who's dating other men and she's sexually active with those other men and you, what you're opening yourself up to is a situation where you may wind up getting an STD, because if this woman is out here and she's having sex with multiple men, then what you're doing is playing Russian roulette with your penis, and you're possibly putting yourself in a situation where it's going to be not if, but when you possibly wind up with an STD. Because as this woman is going out here, dropping the skid mark jockey draws and letting all these guys go out here and get a taste of the atomic waste from the special place, what they're doing is, again, as they're smashing her, they're possibly out here smashing other women, and that's putting you at risk every time you go out here and get with this woman. Every time you get with this woman, you're basically gambling with your life, and that's not a risk any smart man would want to take, going out here with the woman who's dating other men. Because again, if she's out here and again, she's sexually promiscuous like this, you're putting yourself in a place where you're not only at risk of possibly getting something that can be cured like chlamydia or one of these other diseases like gonorrhea, but you put yourself in a place where you might possibly be at risk of getting one of these incurable venereal diseases like warts or herpes, or in the worst case scenario, you could wind up getting HIV or AIDS, because if this woman is out here with other guys, and one of these guys is one of these Pookie type guys, he might be on the down low, and some of these square dudes might be on the down low, so you're in a place where you may be putting yourself at risk of getting one of these STDs if you go out here and you're out here with this woman who's saying she's dating other men. That's one of the worst case scenarios that could possibly happen to a guy who goes out here and looks to date a woman who's out here with other men, and they're going out here and they're sexually active. You could wind up getting one of these venereal diseases, and that could basically derail your entire life, especially if you wind up in a situation where you wind up getting warts or herpes, or at the worst case scenario, you wind up getting HIV, which eventually will lead to AIDS. Again, these are why a smart man, again, don't deal with no woman who's out here in these streets dating other guys. No smart man wants to deal with that situation as related to this, nor does a smart man want to be out here, again, with a sexually active woman like this, because in another worst case scenario is that this woman could wind up getting pregnant. Now, if this woman winds up getting pregnant, this is one of the worst situations a dude could wind up in, because if this chick go out here and get pregnant, what happens is nobody knows who the father is, because she's been out here in these streets basically letting all of these guys smash, and all of these guys, if they're smashing this chick raw, or in case one of these rubbers winds up breaking, nobody knows who the father is, and what you're stuck in is a situation where you might end up on one of these reality programs like the Maury Show used to be, with people trying to find out who the father is. And again, if she's dating 4, 5, 6 guys. Again, nobody know who the daddy is. That's the type of situation a dude could wind up in by going out here dating a woman who openly says she's dating other men. And as you're in that situation, you're the one caught up in all of this baby mama drama. You're caught up in all of this nonsense as related to trying to find out who the daddy is, because she gonna keep trying to go out here and sick the family court on in a quest to find out who it is. But no smart man would go out here and again put himself in that situation. Only again a guy who don't know the game would. A guy who don't know the game, he'll go out here thinking, oh, I'll try to date this other woman and I'll be sexually active with this woman. And then as he's out here, don't understand, again, you're in a situation where you're, again, risking your life, risking your health, and risking everything for a woman who basically, again, is out here in these streets, gonna have more, go out here and make it where you have more to lose in this whole situation. You're the one who's going to have more to lose, and that's why I would not look to get involved with no woman who's dating other men. Nope, don't want to be bothered with that nonsense whatsoever, because when it comes down to those women, once again, like I said in the previous video, the main reason I would leave her alone is because if she's dating other guys, she's basically, again, got all these guys competing for her attention. And when men compete against other men for the attention of a woman, there's that competitive jealousy. And when he find out about them other dudes, he want to go fight them other dudes. Or in some cases, he want to go out here and pull a pistol on dudes over a chick. And that's not worth it for me, because I value more important intangibles like my health, my safety, and my freedom and my life. And I'd rather leave that woman to the streets rather than look to get involved with her. And when you compound that with these guys, again, in a quest to go out here and get into those skid mark jockey draws, again, the risks for the STDs, the risks for possibly if this woman get pregnant, again, you getting stuck with a child with a woman who basically don't respect you, don't regard you, doesn't see you as anything special. Again, you're putting not only yourself in a situation where you get jammed up, but you also put your kid in a situation where they get jammed up, because that child, again, that's going to be the first teacher of your child's culture. And what type of culture is your child going to learn? Critical question I want to ask all these dudes out here when you're dating a woman who's out here with other men. Because when you think about dating a woman, again, you got to be thinking about how that woman is going to possibly fit into your life if you even think about pursuing a more serious relationship like a marriage. I mean, if you're out here with this woman, you got to be thinking, again, is this woman's worth my time to think about building a life with, and think about whether this woman is marriage material? Because that's when you got to think about that, because again, this woman might possibly be the mother of your child, and you got to think about what type of culture your son is or your daughter is going to learn from being with this woman. Because if you have a daughter, what you're going to do is have a daughter who possibly be on the same road to promiscuity that this woman is on. And when it comes down to a father, ain't nothing more stressful than having to deal with a daughter who out here in these streets running with all sorts of different guys. That is one of the most stressful situations a man could wind up in, when you got a daughter like this going out here saying, oh, I'm just dating all sorts of other men, bringing all sorts of dudes around you and bringing all sorts of dudes in your house. And again, no man wants that as related to a daughter, and even worse, a son have to deal with this type of nonsense. Again, men have to think about who we get involved with, because this is one of the most important decisions we make in our lives. One of the most important decisions that a man can make is the woman he gets involved with, because that woman is a reflection of him. And the woman you get with, again, out here in these streets can basically go out here and help you build a life, or she can destroy a life. And when it comes down to a woman who's out here in these streets with multiple men, that man has to understand that you're wasting time dealing with this woman, because what she's just got you on is a rotation, and a rotation eventually turns into a vicious cycle. especially when you're dealing with jealous pookie types. It turns into a vicious cycle because one of these guys wants to be the one, but in order for them to be the one, they got to eliminate the competition. And that's not a game I want to play in any way, shape, or form. No, I understand my role in God's order, and as a head in God's order, I understand that I am the one who takes the lead, and part of taking the lead is understanding that I don't choose women who choose to run the streets and go out here and openly are out with other guys, because those women aren't wife material. Those aren't women who you can take to build a serious relationship with. No, you don't deal with women who say that they're openly dating other men, because they put you in a situation where you have more to lose. Again, you basically would lose everything if you got VD. You could lose everything in child support court if you wind up the father of this woman if you wind up fathering a child with this woman, or you could wind up again with your kids being completely messed up. No, you don't want to be in that situation whatsoever. So when I looked at this whole question again, when I think about a woman who's out here dating other men, there's only one place for that woman, and it's not in my life. Nope, I would just say the only place for this woman is the streets, because I'm not dealing with no woman who's out here with other men. These other guys can go out here and have this woman, because I don't want nothing to do with her. Nope, don't want nothing to do with her, because I'm too valuable. As I see it, I'm not looking to be on nobody's rotation, because I'm looking to go out here and set the direction to follow God in a straight line. Now, if you want to learn how to break out of the simp paradigm so that you don't wind up on some woman's rotation, going out here and looking to be in a covert contract, hoping to compete for the affection of a woman who does not have any real interest in you outside of your utility, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping: Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find Stop Simping: Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance at other online booksellers like Draft the Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And you can also find my other books in the Simp series, like Stop Simping in the Workplace, which will help you to identify female workplace predators and other workplace predators and take your career to the next level. And my other book, Stop Simping in Cyberspace, which will teach you how to identify online predators so that you don't get played in the world of online people and social interactions on social media. And you can also pick up my other books like The Man Crisis, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, and Misadventures of Captain Save-'em. All those men's issues nonfiction books are available on Amazon.com in digital and paperback format, and they're also available at other online booksellers like Draft the Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you want to see me talking about dating and relationships, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, E-Steam: The Sands of Time. It's action and adventure in ancient Egypt in this terrific teen time travel romance. Get your copy of E-Steam: The Sands of Time at your favorite online bookseller today. Coming to paperback and e-readers, Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer. Take a trip into the macabre world of goth modeling in the new millennium in this all-new Spinsterella story. Pre-order your copy of Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.